Hello everybody. Welcome to Tpull's Corner. This is Travis and I'm doing, let's see here. Hang on a second. I need to choose green, right? I'm doing another deck from the Premade Alchemy decks that they made for the Midweek Magic event. Mostly because, how do I want to say this? This is a deck that I would have made a long time ago if I had all the cards, but I didn't have enough. So let's see. I think we need red for sure. This is a Jodah deck, and not every creature is going to be human, I don't think, but it is going to be legendary. Might be. I don't know. I'm going to have to double check. Let's see. Do we want to put it on Boromir now? Yeah, let's put down Boromir now. And it looks like we're up against the same. I think everybody figured out that this is the deck that is potentially the best out of the 5 pre-mades that they made. So I'm not sure that there's going to be anything else to play. We'll find out. The other decks can beat it. It depends on the draw. But here's the thing. Usually the first to Jodah does win. And we can swing and move Boromir now. And Boromir has Vigilance, so he can also be a defender. And this is kind of the fun part because most of what they used for this was Lord of the Rings creatures. And I love the idea of, if they could make Lord of the Rings Modern Standard, that would be great. This is about as good as we can get. You've got Aragorn, and you've got Boromir, and we're playing them with the rest of the cards that we normally get to play in Standard. So that makes a very enjoyable deck for me. The flavor of these, especially if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings, is pretty good. And now we get to Cascade from Jodah's effect. And we'll take Crucius. And that means we can afford to attack with both of these already. And I might play with my food longer, but this looks like they could cast Jodah next turn themselves. So, do they have a board wipe? I'm not gonna discard anything. Yep, they didn't have it. Alright. So, Crucius can actually be a game winner, but that's a card that's not Lord of the Rings, it's Alchemy. I'll go ahead and open this up and dig through the deck and show you. It really is, since I was able to take, I was able to participate in the very first early access event for Lord of the Rings. It was my first early access event I'd ever done. I had a blast. I thought the deck was designed wonderfully. It was drenched in flavor, tons of quotes from the books. And just fun to play. So here we've got, I did one earlier on Azorius Control. Good deck. Mono White Soldiers severely underperformed compared to what I was expecting. Golgari midrange was decent. And I won pretty much all the time I was doing Boros Equipment. So Boros Equipment is nothing to sneeze at. But I love Legendary. I'm a sucker for Jodah. And when you combine with the legendary creature from Lord of the Rings, I am in. And so here's what we got. Jodah the Unifier, 5/5. Legendary creatures you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of legendary creatures you control. And whenever you cast a legendary spell from your you exile cards until you exile a legendary non-land card with lesser amount of value. That's so if you cast a 4-drop, you're going to go any 3 or 2-drop that's legendary that you get to, it will be cast for free. To help us out, we've got 4 Delighted Halflings. that not only can you add 1 mana, but you can add a mana of any color and spend it only to cast a legendary spell, and that spell can't be countered. So say goodbye to counterspell decks. We've got 2 Terra Sunders. That's right, only 2. That's the only removal we have in the entire deck. We have 3 LSL Core Sadistic Pilgrim. It has Death Touch. We've got 2 Hajar Loyal Bodyguards. Whenever you sacrifice it, legendary creatures get +1 and gain indestructible. And every other creature except for the Delighted Halfling is a legendary creature. Ruby Daring Tracker gives us red or green mana, +2's a haste, and if you attack with a creature that has power 4 or greater, which is going to be almost every time, Ruby also gets +2/+2 until end of the turn. We have Malira the Living Cure. If you get one or more poison counters instead, you get 1, and you can't get additional. But the big thing is you can exile the Cure, choose another target creature artifact, and when it's put into a graveyard, you can return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. So nice way to save Jodah if they kill Jodah. We have Boromir, Warden of the Power from Lord of the Rings. Vigilance. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if they try to cast it for free, you counter that spell. So if they have Jodah out and they try and cast something with Jodah, Boromir is going to make their spell fizzle. We can sacrifice Boromir, and creatures you control gain indestructible, and the ring tempts you. More on that, we'll come back to that. Gwenna is almost always paired with Jodah now because you can get 2 mana in any combination to cast creature spells. Plus, she untaps when you cast a creature spell with 5 or greater. So if you only have 3 lands, each one of those might be a different color. You get Gwenna down, you can cast Jodah on, cast her on turn 3, cast Jodah on turn 4. Crucius is the 1 Alchemy card. At the beginning of your end step, you may discard a card, and if you're early in the game, you almost always want to do this. If you do, you create a treasure token, and you choose one of 2 things, ambitious or expedient. You can either choose to seek a card with greater mana value than the discarded card, or expedient, seek a card with lesser value than the discarded card. Usually you want to do ambitious, which is seeking a greater mana value because you're looking to draw Jodah. I'm going to skip Radatrabic for a second. We've got the other Lord of the Rings card, Aragorn the Uniter, which whether you have him with Jodah or not, it's fun just to build a deck around Aragorn by himself. But since he's legendary and human, it's a natural fit for Jodah. Whenever you cast a white spell, you get a white human soldier creature token. Whenever you cast a blue spell, you scry 2. Whenever you cast a red spell, Aragorn deals 3 damage to target opponent. And whenever you cast a green spell, target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. So if Aragorn's already out and you cast Jodah, all 4 of those effects are going to pop off. It can be devastating. Finally, we have, penultimate, Jarrow and Hazoret, 2 copies of it. Legendary human. As long as you have 1 or fewer cards in hand, Jarrow and Hazoret has vigilance and haste. Whenever it attacks, you look at the top 6 cards of your library. You can exile a legendary creature card and play it without paying its mana cost. Okay, now we come back. I saved Radatrabic for last because there's a combo here that I thought originally was a bug in the early access event, but it turns out I think they planned this. Vigilance in Ward 2. Other zombies you control have vigilance. Whenever another legendary creature you control dies, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary, and it's a 2/2 black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. There's a combination with Lord of the Rings with Boromir. If you sacrifice Boromir while Radatrabic is out, the ring tempts you, okay? Here's the thing. How do I want to put this? Normally what happens with a creature with Radatrabic, if it's legendary and you sacrifice it, it's not legendary, okay? It's just a 2/2 black zombie. So we'd have a 2/2 zombie creature of Boromir. You sacrifice Boromir, creatures gain indestructible until end of turn, the ring tempts you. Here's the deal. The token that Radatrabic creates, the 2/2 zombie of Boromir, it comes into effect before it prompts you to choose who the ring tempts. But with the ring, an effect of it is your ring bearer is legendary and can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. That's the first of the 4 effects that the ring does on you. So the token, the non-legendary 2/2 zombie token of Boromir, if you make that the ring bearer, it becomes legendary again. So you can, ad infinitum, always sacrifice Boromir. All your creatures will gain indestructible, and you will get another legendary creature. And if you've made it legendary, that means it's valid for Ratodropic's effect whenever another legendary creature you control dies. So you can always, as long as Ratodropic is out, you can always sacrifice Boromir, always make all your other creatures indestructible for the turn, and always get a 2/2 legendary Boromir that you can sacrifice whenever you want, again, ad infinitum. It is gross. It took me a minute to figure it out when I was playing in the event, because I didn't understand, I didn't realize that every time the ring tempted you, they were choosing the Boromir zombie as the ring bearer, and that made it legendary. I missed that for like the first 2-3 times I was reading all of the different cards. It is insidious. I've only hit it once during this event while I've been playing. I'm not sure if it will pop up again here. But if you want to have fun, and you don't mind going into Alchemy, Lord of the Rings is a good set, and this is one of the best pre-made decks that Wizards has made in a long time. Just in terms of the synergy and the fun you can have with it. And I'm not sure how original it is at this point, because we figured out that infinite combo during the early access event, and everybody was already having tons of fun with things like Aragorn and Jodah during the event. So they were even playing Crucius against me. So all of these different pieces, I'm not sure if I've seen them all together in the same deck necessarily yet. So having all of these different ones together is kind of fun. Okay, we have Gwenna. We're going to try Jodah. It comes through. Sweet. Now we're going to bring down Ellis. I don't think we have a 1-drop legendary, right? So it's just going to cycle through the entire deck without bringing anything out. Okay, now we basically shuffled. Jodah is a 5/5. He counts himself as a 6/6. Legendary 7. Legendary 8. Becomes an 8/8. Now, let's see. What do we want to do? They didn't do anything. I feel like they're just asking for it. We still get the benefit of Gwenna even if they do counterspell this. And they didn't counter it, they just put it back in the hand. And we still get the trigger from Jodah, which means we still get another creature. And they tapped out just putting that spell on the top of our hand. And we have lethal already on turn 4. And oh, in case I didn't mention it, this Midwig Magic event, it's not for grins and giggles. They put you into the standard Alchemy ranked ladder. So these are for points. You're going up you're doing ranked battles. I think I only have 3 copies of Jodah. This deck has 4, and it seems to be a good idea. If you really want to have fun with doing 5-color decks, take a look at the mana base that they did for this and the lands that they chose. It's probably, this one is especially geared towards helping out with legendary spells. But it's worth studying just in case you have any trouble ever in figuring out how to do your mana base with doing 3, 4, 5 color decks. It's really a useful thing to go look at these. Let's see. That's going to be tapped unless we do 2. I don't really have... I mean, I have Ruby as a 2-drop. Do I put down Ruby or do I do that one? I think I put down... No, I couldn't... I need the red. Shoot. I did that wrong. Okay, we do this, we bring down Gwenna. And now we're just waiting on Jodah. If I can get down Boromir next turn, then I don't need to worry if they bring down Jodah. Right, I won't need to worry about them casting spells for free. That's good. That's fine. Oh sure, come on through. We choose black for this, and we be done. Here comes Aragorn. And the race is on. Give me... Come on. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Give me the 2 reds here. I'm not going to have haste. I have too many cards. So we pass the turn. If they want to attack with Aragorn, we will trade off, even though they might sacrifice this and make Aragorn indestructible. They're basically 1 land away from being able to cast Jodah if they get Jodah. Never mind. Gwenna helps them cast Jodah whenever. You know what? Let's go ahead and block this one. Okay, pass. They might sacrifice Hajar. That's fine. Let's do blue, and let's do... Oh, hang on. Let me undo that. Let's go ahead... No, wait, 5, 6, 4... It needs to be 5 or greater. So if I'm going to do this, I need to put this one out first. Auto pay. Resolve all that. And then I'm going to have to bring out Aragorn. So I won't be able to trigger Aragorn. Oh, it was power 5. I should have done it in reverse. I messed up. I was looking at mana values instead of power. Hajar. They take the damage. We bring down Hajar. Free damage to target opponent. Kind of messed up that part, right? Well, we couldn't get it done. We had to attack first to get the ability to cast that spell. There's their Jodah. But we have Boromir out. So when they cast a legendary, Boromir should make it fizzle so they don't get another one out after that, right? There we go. Counter that spell, it goes in the graveyard. They still got really powerful creatures. Pass. 5 and 10. $11. Block those. Sacrifice a jar. They can sacrifice Boromir. And they do. We will sacrifice a jar. Ugh, land. Can't do anything with that. I think they got us. They can bring down another legendary. Oh, never mind. That's an exile. I don't have protection against that. They kind of got all the good cards this time around. Ugh. Do I have a way to stop this? I don't. That's lethal, right? No matter what. And I can't stop an individual. Yeah, we'll just say good game. There's just no way. I wouldn't be able to eliminate a single one of them. I would be able to just survive one hit for the next turn. Yeah, it's a race to get Jodah first. I do like Boromir's ability. But he can't do everything by himself. And unfortunately, Jodah plus a couple of legends is already too overpowering. All you're doing is stopping the gravy. The bonus gravy that does you an additional 10 to 20 points of damage. You're just countering the free spell there. Okay, they gave us the Jodah and the Terra Sunder up front. So maybe it's just our turn. This, I think, is the mid-range Golgari. And they're taking their time like they're a blue player. Let me say hello. Ta-da! You want to trade with a Death Toucher? You do! I don't care! You're gonna lose a life from that, and I still have my Death Toucher because it's indestructible. It's also now a Ring Bearer. Thank you, Boromir. Ruby's a good card to bring down. And we can still bring down Boromir. Pass the turn. We don't care about any hits next. We just want to bring down Jodah. As long as they don't kill Ruby, we're good. That's my mantra today. Don't kill Ruby. Don't kill Ruby. Don't kill Ruby. As we can get the red, we can get the green, and then this red or green we use to power the Great Citadel to get us 2 other colors, and then Plaza of Heroes gives us the final color. And they're thinking... maybe they have removal and they're just trying to figure out... I mean, if they actually try and kill Ruby, I'll sacrifice Boromir and make it indestructible, unless they have a Tear Asunder. I forget if they do or not. That was a long time to think about attacking. Now, which one do you sacrifice? You sacrifice the Thespian? And who do you destroy? Who do you destroy? Boromir. Ruby's the ring bearer now. And we're up to level 2. When it attacks, draw a card and discard a card. Jodah comes down. No attacks yet. Destroy legendary creatures, right? You're gonna destroy everybody. They got that just in the nick of time. This is when the conspiracy-minded in you starts to come up, right? They got just the right mana, just the right amount to cast this spell, just the right selective board wipe, just enough for everything on something that was basically going to be lethal to them. Black. Let's try Jodah again. What are the odds? What are the odds? Nope, they're given exactly what they need. This could not be going better for them. Take out both of my 4 Jodahs, 2 of my 4. All of their stuff gets to stay. I'm just flooding out with land now, basically. And I need something other than land. And another Delighted Halfling. I can't use any more Delighted Halflings. Oh, and they'll be able to... They got just enough mana to cast Virtue of Persistence now, too. That wasn't a good game. Look at what Arena did to me. That was terrible. That was terrible. They gave you the perfect hand to deal with exactly what I had. Have we not lost enough? Do we need to take that long to find a new opponent? Okay. There is potential here. Hello, Ruby. We got the haste. We go in for our first hit. First blood is mine. That means I'm going to win the game, right? Vicious. I'm going to pay the ward cost. Exiled. You're not bringing that puppy back. Crucius comes in, we will discard a card. We will search for something greater. We get Radadrabic. We will trade. Another Radadrabic. Okay. That's all we can do. We'll throw away our spare. We'll search for something greater. Jodah! Ding, 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 ding. Aww. Alright, Jodah comes down again. And we're not going to discard anything this time. I like the cards I have. As long as we keep Jodah, we're good. Start the Cascade, getting a jar back. That's wonderful. That's wonderful for us. And then we bring down Ruby. Auto pay for it. It's just going to shuffle the deck basically real quick. Because we don't have a legendary 1-drop. But Jero and Hazoret get haste now. Which means... Never mind, we have lethal. I was going to say we got a free legendary spell, but... Never mind, that was lethal damage. As long as you're not waiting for your opponent to rope you, these matches can go pretty fast. We would have had the Radadrabic and Boromir combo going if they didn't have Expel the Interlopers right at that particular second. If I'd known they had that board wipe, I would have kept the other Radadrabic. I wouldn't have thrown it away. But we'll make this the last battle. And hopefully we have demonstrated enough how devastating this can be. Put our halfling down. Hopefully they don't kill the 1/2. Hopefully they don't understand how devastating that is. Boromir can't save the halfling. But we could sacrifice it and have this be the Tempter. They don't pump it up. They could have just added 3 They want to kill Boromir. We turn this into a legendary creature, basically. The ring tempts you. Alright, we can afford Aragorn. Yeah. Isn't it handy that they have exactly what they need? It would be nice to cast a spell without black being able to destroy it immediately. Someday. We'll get there. I'm not sure what they're waiting on. Where did you go, opponent? Let's find a good emoticon. Yeah, there's no reason to stop the battle. You can attack or you cannot attack. These are your choices. It's because I said out loud this was going to be our last recording, right? Are these sleeping? Is that sleeping? Sleeping and then they wake up? This is a terrible way to end the video recording. Come on. I have 2 Jodahs waiting in the wings. Thank you. How hard was that? You give up Shadow to get rid of Aragorn? Ouch. We're actually being land starved. That's a change. Forgot I had blue in here as a mana source. There's the removal. Do they have yet another go for the throat in case I have a Jodah next turn? Gross. Very gross. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we'll attack with Jodah. We've got 1 turn we can do this. We'll get Boromir. They trade the 10-9 for the 1-1. We cast Boromir. In the turn, we're going to lose 2 points from Shieldred. And they got 4 blockers now. So do I not have I don't think I have enough. I would need my removal spell. That's not a removal spell. Mm-hmm. 18, 19, 20. That may work. No, because I don't have haste. I do not have the haste or the trample. And they get the life gain. And I have no life gain. And I can't cancel. I can't do that now. Sorry, I meant to say good game. Yeah, they got the 2 go for the throats, and the murder was enough to stall. Just long enough before I could get absolutely overwhelming. And Shieldred was perfect timing for them as a way to get my life down. And we're just letting them have fun cast all their spells. So Golgari got us twice, didn't they? That's the one drawback of only having 2 Terra Sunders. If they hadn't gotten the Shieldred right then, we would have had them. I still like the deck. Alright, so let's do the overview real quick. 34 creatures. They got it down to 3 mana value. Only 24 lands. But they have basically 12 mana dorks, right? We've got 4 of the Delighted Halflings to cast legendary spells. You've got 2 of the Rubies, which give you green or red. And then you've got the 4 Gwenas, of course. So that's 10. And then you sort of have a way here with Crucius of fishing for Jodah to get him earlier. And then, again, we have that nice little combo with Rata Dropping and Boromir, if you ever happen to get it going. Are there too many creatures in here? I don't know. They're all such fun. What would you get rid of if you got rid of anything? I mean, maybe you could get rid of an Elisial Core if you wanted to shove more removal in there. It gets difficult. I always have temptation when I'm making a Jodah deck to go over 60, just because there's so many good options. But excellent mana base overall in terms of doing stuff. Anyway, this is going to be the end of the Midweek Magic event. How much time do we have left on it? Ends in 16 hours. So I think by the time that you will see this, it'll be over. But I guess I'll go in. They don't have an easy way for us to export this. I'm not going to craft it all because I'm missing too many of the key cards, I think. That's why these are grayed out, because like I only have 3 Jodahs. I don't have 4. So I don't have 3 Aragorns yet, and I don't have 3 Boromirs yet. I don't even have 4 Delighted Halflings yet. And I think I only have 1 Jarrow and Hazoret. So, and you can see I don't have 4 Plasma Heroes. I think I just have 3. But I think what I'll do is I will keep this up and I will manually create the deck list, and I'll put it in EtherHub, so it'll be posted below for you. So if you do want to craft this, it is a really fun deck. And it does yet again showcase some of the neat Alchemy cards that you can have fun with. And it's really got some good synergy for multicolor and for Jodah in particular. So we'll leave it there. Leave me your comments, leave me your likes and your subscriptions, please. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.